Hey everybody, it's your man James, back again with another comic book review for you. This is a biggie today. This is one I've been eager to get to. It's one that I've had for a little while, but I've been holding off because I wanted to wait to really take time to digest it, and that time is now. So here it is. We got Cyberfrog Bloodhoney by Ethan Van Sciver. Yes, that Ethan Van Sciver. This is his character that he created in the mid-90s, who's now returned after, a 20-year hiatus from publication. He's publishing it himself. This was a crowd-funded effort that Ethan did. The book made nearly just over $1 million in total over several campaigns with various covers. This one here is known as the team-up cover. You got, Cyberfrog fist bumping with his brother there, Salamandroid. You get in here and just see all the detail in all this. I mean, even the Cyberfrog, who's a smaller, you can see here, small character next to Salamander, but yet look at the detail in the drawing. That's just absolutely incredible. The colors by Kyle Ritter are probably some of the best coloring I've ever seen on any comic ever in my over 3 decades of reading them. So right here, just off the bat, the cover just is an exceptional piece of art just on its own. But we're not here just to admire covers. We're here to talk about what's underneath them. So let's get to it, shall we? And what the basic plot is in this book, he's basically retooling Cyberfrog's origins. It comes that there's a ship, Kel Sin, that is sent to Earth to help create a super soldiers to help the Earth to protect them from the coming threat of the Vespas, the giant hornets. I guess you could say that we have in our modern times the murder hornets from space. In a way, Ethan Van Sciver warned us about their coming before they got here. It's kind of funny, but ship crash lands, but a ship lands on Earth in a swamp, and rather than giving the power to a human, it ends up giving it to a frog and a salamander. And so that's how Cyberfrog is born. And he comes to be told that he has a mission. His mission is to protect humanity from the coming threat of the Vespas. So, he's got access to all kinds of cool tech, being a cyborg, basically. And that when the time comes, that will be activated for him to take out the threat of the Vespas. So he heads out into the world, with his brother Salamandroid, and this right here, this is a great bit. Right here you can see how the expression changes to show the passage of time, and I just love this. From the depths of the swamp, I watched Trick Gran change. He entered into service with such an optimism, but I had failed to prepare him properly. I had taught him to feel sympathy and compassion for the human race. Without warning him, they'd have little to none for him in return. No matter what he did, no matter how many lives he saved, humans would treat him with scorn, fear, and hatred. He was not like them. He did not look like one of their Boy Scouts. He did not look like the hero that our planners had hoped for. Over time, their ungratefulness and their harsh words wore him down. I had given him armor to his body, but not his heart. Trick Gran remained committed to his purpose, but he knew he would never love any of these people until one dark night. And then enter Heather Swain, his one true friend, you could say. And we get the whole story of how they first meet, as he saves her life from a less than nice boyfriend here. And but time goes on, and then we see here, part 2, is when the Vespas finally invade. And here it is, Kajel Sin emerges from the swamps to warn him, but, the warning doesn't come quickly enough. He's out there still fighting evil in back in 1998 when this part takes place. But you know, I love this right here when they go out to do some. Salamandroid shows up. Hi, yeah, we got a go trick. Rumblebee and his clone goons, Pollinate. They got a bomb. They're driving it to Scorpion in Philly. That's almost interesting, Sal, but you just put a huge hole in my wall. Bugs are going to get in. My bad. Nice little bit of levity in what's going to become a very dark and sobering story. So they head out to battle the bad guys of the day, not realizing that the Vespas are here. And the Vespas, first make their appearance in the swamps. They attack some humans. Kal-El Sin tries to help them, but is not able to do too much. And the humans die. Just look at that. That's just insane. What happens is when Vespas kill a human, they turn their blood to honey, which is what they use to feed their young to create more. Meanwhile, while Cyberfrog is fighting Rumblebee, him and Salamandroid are fighting them. I mean, just for a minute, let's just look at the screen here. Look at that. Look at that detail. That is just absolutely amazing. And I love this. Salamandroid Pollinate. He goes, now you're Pollen 7. You B-boys aren't even real, just robots. And so he's going around trashing them. And as you see, he's trashing them. He's counting them down. Pollen 6, Pollen 5, Pollen 4. And meanwhile, that's when the Vespas show up. And again, I'm gonna go sideways here for just a moment, just to get all this in. Look at that. Just look at that image. I mean, that is absolutely insane. It's just an insane amount of detail. I mean, oh my God. So, turns out that the, Kal-El Sin is down. He can't, so the ship can no longer help Cyberfrog and Salamandroid. The access to their weapons they were going to have is now not going to happen. They find themselves being swarmed. Cyberfrog is trying to free himself. They must have found Kal-El Sin and took her out the same way. Take away my weapons, my resources, isolate me, remove all resistance, Heather. And so he runs to go try to get back to Heather Swain. And that's when the bomb in the truck goes off. And he ends up in the river and goes into sort of a stasis, hibernation mode, initiated. And then now we get to part 3. And this takes place in the present, or 2018, and he finally reemerges. And this is what he sees. Again, just look at that detail. He comes to a world completely destroyed. Everything he knew, everything that the world was about is gone. It's now the Vespa's world. And he's alone in it. So he takes off, and he comes out and he goes, what is going on here? What is this place? Is it still Earth? I mean, just look at that expression on his face. I mean, even for a frog, I mean, look at that expression. It's just utter horror and shock. And he goes, how long have I been out? Where's Heather? And then a tracker he had given her, So he heads out to find her, and then we go out to the New Jersey Pine Barrens, and we meet Lily, who is the daughter of Heather Swain. And then Cyberfrog shows up. Mom, Cyberfrog is back. And that's where it ends. Little bit of an abrupt ending, I thought, but overall, it's a kind of a cliffhangery bit there. And then I like this here in the end. He gives you some taste of early Cyberfrog art and the development of the character over the years, which I really appreciate. I thought that was kind of a nice thing to add in for people who are not as well initiated with the character. You get to learn about where some of the designs came from and how he developed it over time to what we have now. So, and then some nice pinups here by the colors Kyle Ritter. Great stuff. Yeah. Overall, this is really good. I liked it. Again, the ending was a little abrupt. I would have liked a maybe better cliffhanger than that, but that's not too bad. He does a good job of retooling Cyberfrog's origins, and yet left it open enough so that if you read those stories in the 90s, they all still happened. He's not erasing that history and saying that didn't happen, this is all new. He's incorporating it into what he's doing now. He created the Vespa threat here, which didn't exist back then, but it doesn't matter if we didn't know about it then, because we can just enjoy those Cyberfrog stories of him fighting guys like Rumblebee in those stories. And I like how he incorporated all that together to make it, uniform, so that it all still matters. You don't have to have read the stuff before, but if you did, it still works with this, and that's some skill to encapsulate all that together that way. I really liked it. The artwork. What more can I say? You've seen the stuff here. Just stuff like this. It's just incredible. Ethan Van Sciver is without question one of the best artists in comics today. There's he's the top of the cream. You don't get better than this. The amount of detail he puts into everything. Even stuff like this. The ship. It's just the amount of detail on everything is just incredible. And these great double pagers. These are just to die for. There's nobody in comics today who does this. There is nobody who does this. They don't know how. Van Sciver is very much a throwback to that big 90s style, of big splashy pages and hyper detail and all kinds of stuff like that. And Kyle Ritter, if ever there was a colorist born to color Ethan Van Sciver's work, it was Kyle Ritter. These guys are a team that is unmatched. You got the beautiful Heather Swain he can do a beautiful woman just as much as a crazy Cyberfrog. It's just the art. I cannot extol to you how much I love this artwork. This is beautiful. The story, it's a little simple in some parts. Maybe that's because he's trying to cover so much ground. Trying to retool the origin and trying to get everyone up to speed on who Cyberfrog is. So a lot of that stuff is, it's a little simplistic maybe. Not a lot of depth made. We don't really see the depth of the character. Like I said, he tries to cut around some of that to give it to us. With stuff like this page I wrote, I read to you where, Kajel Sin tells you how Cyberfrog's heart kind of hardens to humanity a little bit because he's not treated as the hero he was created to be, but more as a freak, and how it wounds him inside. He gives you some of that here, but there wasn't a lot of this. This is why this page stands out so well to me, because it was so much depth to the character is added here. You kind of come to understand him in a way that you don't get when you're reading this part 2 here, where he's out there in action. You don't get a lot of depth of character in this. He's talking smack with his brother Salamandroid. He's out there kicking butt, fighting bad guys, and guys like Rumblebee and stuff. And keep talking, Rumblebee. Keep running that big mouth. That's he's playing the tough guy role. I would have liked, like I said, more stuff on the inner Cyberfrog than we got here. Maybe we'll get that in future installments. I'm not sure, but that was definitely something I felt was missing, was a little bit more depth on the character, and especially on Salamandroid. Again, you don't really get to know too much about Sal in this, and now he's Cyberfrog is alone. And so it just, I would have liked more. Again, maybe future installments will give us more of that, and I hope it does. But overall, again, this had some solidness to it. Like I said, it covered a lot of ground, a lot of great artwork, beautiful images, just spectacular detail, a lot of fun. It's definitely fun. That's the one thing I give it above all else. It's fun. It's a fun read, even though it's got some dark material. You got an alien invasion of giant hornets, murdering humanity, but it still has a fun vibe to it. And again, that's something I would think would be kind of difficult for most people to do today. Creators, they don't seem to be able to know how to balance that campiness with seriousness very well. But Ethan does it here. So I give this about a 7.5 out of 10. It's not perfect. Like I said, there are some issues in there, but overall, a decent effort that is well worth the money. If you have a chance, go out and pick up this book. There's several different variant covers he did for this book. Some of them you can find on eBay, or maybe some websites that sell comics might have some available. Definitely check it out if you love, again, great sci-fi, if you love monsters, if you love incredible 90s style and vibe. This book will give you exactly what you want. Cyberfrog, Bloodhoney. I really enjoyed it a lot, and I'm eager to see the next one that he's currently campaigning, Cyberfrog 2 Wrecked Planet. Can't wait to see how that one comes out, because now that we've sort of set the stage with this, and this is not a thin book. This is a lot of book here, a lot of pages. So now that all the groundwork has been laid, I expect Cyberfrog 2 Wrecked Planet to be even bigger, badder, full of action, full of drama, full of character, all the stuff that I didn't think I found in here because we're so busy retooling the origin, I expect to see in that one. So, like I said, definitely go and check this one out. I don't think you'll regret it. It's a lot of fun. It's good stuff. And, if you can, I'll throw a link down here in the description to Ethan's campaign for Cyberfrog 2, so you can be sure to back that one if you can. I already have, so I'll definitely be reviewing that when he finally gets it out to people. So that'll do it for this review. If you liked what you heard, give it a thumbs up and comment below. If you didn't, give me a comment below. I always want to hear what you guys got to say about these reviews. Make sure to smash that subscribe button so you never miss another review or anything else here on the channel. And until next time, take care.